You all are well on this rainy day. We're going to go ahead and get started. I will start with a welcome and just a little bit of housekeeping to start. I'm Kiana Towns-Williams, Director of Communication at the City of Flint. Just so you know, in case you need the restroom, they're straight out the back, straight through the double doors, and you'll see the women's and the men's restroom if you need to go. So we anticipate it taking just about a half hour. There will be 10 minutes at the end for questions. So we will hold all of your questions until the very end. And I would like to first invite up our Mayor, Sheldon Neeley.
Good afternoon. And this is another great day that God has made. I want to thank all of those who are participating in this great press conference today. You know, I'm overwhelmed with the level of generosity from corporations, philanthropic organizations, and just partners in general about how we come together to be able to serve the residents of the great city of Flint better. You know, I wore my blue tie today because we're talking about water and the benefit of water, but the benefit of water is life. And what that really means, especially to a crisis-stricken community such as Flint. We've been at the intersection of crisis for a very, very long time, but it's been through our tenacity and our due diligence of all of us that we've been able to make it through. I want to really thank Ice Mountain, Blue Triton, for the generosity that they have shown our community over the last few years as we work our way through this crisis. And we're doing a fantastic job with the level of partnerships working our way through. I want to thank Jamie Gaskins and United Way for their great work and their partnership, galvanizing people together to be able to figure out ways to get through to the other side. Our help stations, Harold Woodson, Bethel Church. Harold goes back with me a long way. The generosity that the church opening their doors, just not on Sunday morning for service or Wednesday afternoon for Bible study, but for the food distribution and the way that they work with their personnel to be able to get help to the residents that need it. Greater Holy Temple, Bishop Jones and Mother Sandra Jones, and we can call her mother because we do know mothers are the load-bearing wall of our society. Without mother's love, life crashes upon us. The great work that she's participating in, making sure, louder? Okay, I'm sorry. Here we go, louder. The great work that she's participating in shows mother's love for this great community that we have here. Ashbury Church, working our way, saying how we are to work together in partnership, whether you be black, white, rich, or poor. We know when we have to work together and what we have to do and the challenges that we face. Council people like Councilwoman Liddell Lewis, that's been a great partner to this administration and to the community alike, whether it be the fight on blight or just getting residents the services that they need, and then providing a level of concierge service, getting residents the information they need to be able to be helped. And so as we move forward with the great work that we're doing here in this community, we still have an outstanding task amongst us. None more so than the people that I just caught up on. Because as I complimented them for the work that they have done, through the generosity of Ice Mountain, that work will continue through December 22nd of this year. That deserves a round of applause, if anything. Well, I said December 22nd, but really December 2022, right? So that means that the generosity from Blue Triton, making sure that we have bottled water distribution centers, and to be able to supply those distribution centers with the level of help and love that this community needs will continue throughout this year. That level of service that they have provided for us has been ongoing for some time now. And so I personally, as mayor of this community, want to personally thank Ice Mountain and Blue Triton for the work that you all have done and will continuously do throughout the rest of this year. I want to thank all of our help centers. I want to thank you for the level of work that you do, and we do understand it's a level of work that's not really paying you anything or paying your church or your congregation to do it. It's just for the benefit of the community. Our water quality is better. Our water quality will continue to improve. We meet all expectations of EPA, our federal environmental protection agencies, and EGO, our state environmental protection groups. We continue to test, meeting the standard of quality under the lead copper rule, which is 15 parts per billion. We continuously test in a single digit, whether it's 6 parts per billion or 4 parts per billion. We are testing, if not the best in the state of Michigan, is one of the best in the state of Michigan. I want to thank our health navigators that's still going door to door, even in the environment where we had the deadly COVID virus amongst us, going out there, putting themselves pretty much in harm's way sometimes to be able to get those samples that's required for the testing. And I repeat, our water quality is getting better every day. One of the greatest things that I'm proud of under my tenure is making sure that we constructed a secondary delivery system to supply residents of this great city with the water quality from Lake Huron. Secondary delivery system was started and completed under our watch. This video, which we're getting ready to show you before we bring up our next speakers, really explains how that delivery system is set up and how we're assuring residents that we never, ever have to drink from Flint River water again. And so with that said, let's play the video.
Flint has one of the nation's newest water infrastructure systems. This multi-million-dollar system has been upgraded to include a high-tech chemical feed building to safely and effectively treat the water, underground vaults to enhance water flow and blending, and an emergency backup storage system. Together, they work to ensure residents have access to safe drinking water in adherence with the State of Michigan Safe Drinking Water Act. Key to Flint's water system is Lake Huron, the source of our water. The upgraded water system also features a first in the city's history: 2 pipelines. A primary pipeline for daily use, and a secondary pipeline for use in the event of an emergency. The secondary pipeline has more than 7 miles of newly installed pipes. Flint's main water source and pipeline includes the Great Lakes Water Authority, GLWA pipeline, where raw water is pulled from Lake Huron for treatment, and the Genesee County Drain Commission, GCDC pipeline, where raw Lake Huron water is pulled from the Carignan Water Authority, KWA, for treatment. Treated water from the GLWA pipeline travels into the upgraded control station number 2, which features a new valve system. The treated water then travels to an underground vault where it is blended with treated water from the GCDC pipeline. Chemicals are then added to meet safe drinking water standards. The water is now ready to be stored and distributed. Flint's water storage and distribution system includes 2 separate routes for water to travel to homes and businesses. The first route is the most straightforward, where water from the vault flows directly to homes and businesses. The second route involves water flowing to the water tower, where it is held for distribution into homes and businesses. A 2-way valve system inside the water tower pushes water into a 20-million-gallon underground tank and then backup reservoir, the Cedar Street Reservoir. Later this year, an additional underground water storage and pumping station system, the Dort Reservoir, will hold another 20 million gallons of reserve water to support homes and businesses in the event of an emergency. To learn more about the Flint's water infrastructure system, a model for other municipalities with aging water infrastructures, visit www.cityofflint.com/progress-report.
As you see, we've had a marvelous engagement with our partners, building and making sure that residents will maintain a level of safety and security moving forward. I want to bring up now Mrs. Anderson from Ice Mountain, one of our great partners in making sure that our help stations will be able to continue their services for residents of this community for the remainder of this year. Ms. Anderson?
Thank you, Mayor Neeley, and everyone here for having us here today. It's nice to see some familiar faces, and I appreciate being here. Ice Mountain is a Michigan company, And we are proud that we've invested in Michigan this year. It's our 20th year of operating in Michigan. For nearly the past 7 years, we have been supporting the people of Flint in their time of need. As a Michigan bottled water company, Ice Mountain strongly believes in the work that we do to provide safe, clean, I'm having a hard time with my glasses, I apologize, safe, clean, healthy bottled water to the Flint families and as long as it's needed. Today we are announcing, as Mayor Neeley mentioned, that we are extending our bottled water donations in the support of the great work that the help centers do every week through the end of 2022, completing nearly a 7-year commitment of supporting the Flint families. We're also donating $60,000 to the United Way of Genesee County that will help support the continued assistance of the help centers. Our donations that we're announcing today will help to continue to sustain the great work that the 3 help centers and the United Way continue to do for the Flint residents, and also as the city continues to work and rebuild their fundamental water supply system. We want to commend Mayor Neeley and his team, state and federal legislators, and the dedicated people at the help centers that are serving your community. We are truly, truly proud and honored to stand with you in your work, and we appreciate giving us this opportunity for so many years.
As you see, we have a great partner in Ice Mountain and Mrs. Anderson, and thank you so much again on behalf of the residents inside the city of Flint. As you probably can see that the person, he's not coming to tackle me, that's Jamie Gaskins from the United Way. I don't have to prompt him, he's already ready to go. Come on up here, Jamie. Thanks. Thank you.
All right. First, I just want to start by thanking Ice Mountain. It's true that when we started the relationship with Ice Mountain, we thought we would be in business with them for a matter of months, not a matter of years. And as we approach thinking about this 7th year, it's a pretty amazing donation to our community. That's millions of dollars worth of water. Nearly $1 million a year worth of water has been donated to our community. That's one of the largest non-governmental gifts to our community during the water crisis as a whole. And we're really thankful that Ice Mountain has stayed with the community through this. It's been an important part of us being able to help residents. You know, folks' perception is their reality. And we have many folks in the community that are learning to trust the water again. And I think as the mayor and the city have shared in the video, to try to rebuild confidence in the water takes time, and it takes information that people will trust. And in the meantime, we have to continue to help provide water, and certainly wouldn't happen without Blue Trident, without the Ice Mountain, and that continued gift. And we're really grateful for that. On the other side of this, as the mayor has shared, are the help centers. And I want you to think about this for a minute. Trucks and trucks and trucks of water. This is a physical activity. This is not just providing a basic need to residents, but this is unloading, you know, thousands of tons of water over this time. It wears on people's bodies. It wears on people's parking lots. It's physically challenging for those churches to have the energy and strength to continue to do this work. And that's why it only works with a partnership, right? This is truly about the mayor and his team. It is about the community. It is about corporate support, all rallying together to keep this thing moving. And it should not go without notice that the help centers, it really is an act of love, but it is a physical act of what it's taken for them and their communities to move all this water and share that with our residents. So again, I want to reiterate that The United Way is receiving a $60,000 donation, which is going to be used to help us transport that water here in the coming months. And then hopefully some of those dollars will be remaining for some of the basic operations of the help centers. The help centers still have to pick up a lot of the trash and garbage and things that are the result of distributing food and water. They have to maintain their facilities, support their volunteers, and they do a lot of work to do that. And without a full community effort, and really without an effort from our partners throughout the whole state of Michigan, we wouldn't be able to do this. So thank everybody else for all involved. We are simply a facilitator of the goodwill of so many, and we're excited to be a part of that, and just thankful we can play a role. I think Harold is going to come up from one of the help centers. And I think Harold started this without a beard. I think the beard is a water crisis generated beard.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, my name is Harold Woodson from Bethel United Methodist Church. We've been in this process, some phase, giving away water, these type of things, since 2014. I was about the size of the mayor when this started, but after lifting that water, I said, you too, can you? I picked up about 40 pounds. You think about it, the logistics of that water. Each case is 25 pounds. And usually I'm grabbing 2 cases at a time. And each pallet is a ton. We get 18 tons a week. And you have to distribute that water to the citizens in the city of Flint. So it takes a toll on you, but it's a dedication. You look at the T-shirt I have on. I got T-shirts for all of the volunteers, and on the back it has, you see where it says "Living Water," and we gave a list of all these verses to all of our volunteers. Living Water verses: Ezekiel 47:1, Isaiah 49:10, Isaiah 55:1. Come everyone who thirsts, come to the waters. That's Jeremiah 17:13. Who believes in me, from his innermost being will flow rivers of living water, Revelation 7:17. So we understand that this is a ministry. It's a ministry, a very needed ministry. I want to thank Pastor Tommy from Ashbury and Mother Sandra Jones from Great Holy Temple, because we've been in this thing. You think about, at one time we had water distributions in all of the wards, all nine wards in the city. Then we had the firemen were giving the water. We had National Guard giving out the water. Now I have the Flint City Fire Department come through to get water from us, so they have water to carry on their runs as they go out to fight the fires. That's how this thing has evolved. If you had been out there today at Bethel, the frustration was not being here last week. We weren't there last Monday because it was a holiday. But the frustration for the citizens coming through, wonder if they can get double the amount of water because they didn't get any last week. And unfortunately, I can say we can only give you a certain amount because we want to service as many people as possible. The worst thing is at the end of every drive, every day, I don't care what site you're at, when you tell them you have no more water for today. And you got 10 cars still in line, saying you don't have a case, I give out everything. We don't have anything left. You have to come back next week. I always give them to Ashbury on Tuesday and Great Holy Temple on Thursday. I say, go there, they'll take care of you. Tell them Harold sent you. No. But we appreciate the partnership, the continued partnership with Triton and for the water, because it's so necessary, because the trust, I wish we could share this video presentation throughout the city so everybody could see it, so they can understand the things that have happened, because that's one of the things that we can do to regain the trust in terms of what's going on. I didn't know a lot of this stuff. I feel better about it now, having seen the presentation. And I think that would be excellent if we could get that. I'll talk to the communications person and see what we can do about putting that on as a PSA or something like that. Let everybody see that, snippet, and see what's actually going on in Flint. Because when I'm outside of the city of Flint, they say, you from Flint? I say, yeah. Y'all still got the water? Y'all water's okay? No, we still dealing with things. They said it's not front page news anymore. And unfortunately, the partnership, we need that, because if we didn't have that, it's always something going on. You have fires, you have hurricanes, you have all kind of other social unrest items that are happening throughout the country. And so if you don't have a dedicated partner like we have, it could fall through the gaps. So once again, on behalf of, if they want to come up here with me or something, so everybody can see who the other help center representatives are, Pastor Tommy and Mother Jones. So you can see these are the ones that for the last 7 to 8 years, we've been doing this struggle. It's not, everybody's been in place. They can tell you, they can share the same frustrations and tell you some of the stories. But I want you to put a face with the sights. This is Mother Johnson.
Thank you.
Mother Jones, Pastor Tommy. This is the team. This is what you got in the city of Flint. So. We never close our doors. That's right.
Throughout the pandemic.
That's right.
Throughout the pandemic and the water crisis, all 3 churches have remained open on the days that they're scheduled to be open. Not one time did we close our doors.
Rain, sleet, snow, rain, you name it. Anyway, I guess next thing is questions. So I don't know if you want to.
Anybody have any questions? Okay.
You guys can stay up here with me. You can stay up here. And Ms. Anderson, you can come on up too if you want to help answer any particular questions that may be from our great media outlets. But this is a wonderful thing. When we talk about giving and the philanthropic hearts, this is what it's all about, and this really is big for our community. And so right now I'll entertain some questions. I know I see photographers in the back, and I see my friend Ron there. Question? Yep.
How much water is going to be coming to Flint for the rest of this year?
Right. Well, the 3 help.
Truckloads a week for the remainder of the year, and in each truck is what?
A ton.
About 18 tons.
18 tons in each truck. So that'll be 3 trucks a week through the remainder of the year.
I didn't know if you want to address this, Mayor Neeley or anyone else, but what do you feel like is causing people to continue to want bottled water? Because it's going to be a perception.
Well, anytime you have trauma, and definitely the city of Flint has this level of trauma, it has to go through a remediation of said trauma, right? And so, right now, we have a crisis of confidence, and people just don't trust, and we have to work to regain that trust. Ice Mountain, our help stations, our health navigators, the administration, we're working to reestablish and reconnect the level of trust. And as Harold said, they want to see things in action, and so that's why we had the animation, the animation of our construction of our secondary delivery system. We've been building that. We started in 2020 to complete that construction. It took us a year and a half and a lot of money. And so people want to understand what that is, and trust is something that we have to work to rebuild. And right now, through these efforts, through Ice Mountain and our help stations, we're still working to achieve that goal. Anything from my back row there? Okay, they sent out the quiet bunch. All right. Well, that means we did a great job answering the questions. And for those that's viewing this from our Facebook family or replaying this, please go out and spread the good news. We are just one Flint, spreading the good news, doing the right things, encouraging one another, thinking positive, speaking positive for a positive outcome for our community. Flint is our home. So thank you guys, and I'll release you to the rest of your day. God bless.
It's good to see a real face and not just a Zoom face. A Zoom face and a